What is up, everybody? This is Marshall Lee of DonkeyJobProjects.com, and this is the Early Bird Artcast number 20. Yeah, we got into 20. It's crazy. It's been going quick. The numbers have been going up because I've been doing them close to daily lately, and I'd love to keep that up. Hopefully I can. Hopefully, I can come up with interesting things to talk about too. I don't really have anything planned to talk today. I was hoping to get some people in, and the word's out there. So who knows? Maybe we'll have some happy visitors coming by um, to hang out. I know we got some people in the chat already. Mike Sikes said he was going to try to get in, but didn't work out. We all have all these technical difficulties all the time, so I understand. Um, But we got Mike and Fue Storm and Teresa Del Pilar hanging out in the chat. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, I'm going to get to doing some work here. I got to get a lot of work done today. So hopefully I can kind of chat with you guys and work on stuff at the same time. And again, get a lot of good stuff done. I got to finish this Corn Cob Rob comic. So I think the first thing I got to do is go to my email and download a bunch of files. And I'm pretty sure that that Clip Studio does not take kindly to TIFF files. So I'm gonna have to open up Photoshop at some point. But what I'm gonna do right now is delete any tabs I have that I don't need. And then I'm going to, because I don't want my computer to be going crazy, I probably will wait to open Photoshop till after the stream because Photoshop tends to be a pain in the tuchus. But if we go along, if some people come on and we get into some good conversation, then who knows? Maybe I'll attempt it. That way I can sabotage the whole thing for everybody. So yeah. But I have the first 2 pages that I can at least work on for putting the lettering in. And I'm hoping that I already have a font loaded in somewhere that's good enough for comics. I don't know if I do or not. Let's see. So at the very least, I can download hopefully these files that I scanned in at work. See how that works. At least get that going. And I sat down this morning and I finished yesterday. I worked on the last 2 pages of Corncob Rob. It's turned out that it's going to be 10 pages long, which is kind of cool. And that's not including a cover. I'm going to just use an image I made about a month or so ago of Corncob Rob as kind of the placeholder, like ad for the first part of this story, because it's going to be probably 2 parts, and it's going to be somewhere around 20 pages. And that means that I'm contemplating printing it as an actual issue, an actual comic issue. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so yesterday I penciled and inked the last 2 pages, and that's from no thumbnail either, so I kind of totally created it in about 7 hours. So, I mean, mind you, these pages are smaller and probably less panels. But I don't know. It took me a long time just to work on one panel. If it was simpler than that, I probably could have got both of them done in like 5 hours. Just trying to work within the time I have to make the best stuff I can, And then today, after everything was all drawn and inked, I wrote the comic. Kind of sounds bass-ackwards, right? Well, I wrote the dialogue, I should say. I kind of wrote the beginning to start off, and then it was just like kind of, I don't know, just like the first couple scenes. And then I went in with thumbnailing and kind of mapped it all out for like the next 8 to 9 pages. But even that was like, I thumbnailed like the first 2 or 3 pages, and then I was just like, I'll figure out the rest later. And I kind of put placeholder actions of what was going to happen next. Um, and then as I went, I just kind of would maybe do a little thumbnail or just figure it out on the page. And it ended up being about 10 pages. And now I have scenes that weren't planned and parts that were planned, and stuff is expanded and contracted. And I went in today, took about an hour this morning, and I wrote all the dialogue for all the panels. And now it's time to put the dialogue in and to do any corrections and to do any kind of toning that I want to do, and to turn it into a PDF that people can read on my Patreon, patreon.com/donkeyjawprojects. And that's how people can read it. And I want to, I doubt I'll get all that done today, but I still have 3 days left. But if I as much of that as I can get done, I want to get done. I have a feeling, I always think I can do way more than I actually can. So we'll see what happens. Oh boy, fun. Let's make it happen though, right? Let's make it happen. Let's see what the chat's doing. Yeah, it's a shame Mike can't join. You gotta try harder, Mike. No, I can invite you if you want. Yeah, I'll invite you, man, if you want, and we'll see if that works. That'd be cool. And if you decide you don't want to come on, that's cool too. But it sounds like you want to. Mm-hmm. I think you've sent me an email to invite with before, so I'm gonna go check and see if I still got that. Mm-hmm. Mr. Mike. So how's everybody doing today? Yep, looks like I do have an email. Sweet. That's literally the only thing that we've ever messaged to each other individually, apparently, even though we've talked in many other groups and whatnot. All right, let's see. Where's that invite thingy? There we go. Invite is officially sent. If you choose to respond, that is up to you, sir. All right. Cool. So, I think I'm sharing my screen, right? Do. It's weird, like, I'm not seeing. Doesn't look like.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. So this is playing live, right? The video? I think it is, right? Like you saw my screen and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm looking at the watch page and it's not showing me anything, but okay. Fue's getting ready for his live stream tonight. Yeah, everybody go to check out Fue Storm. He's in the chat. Click over to his YouTube page. He's gonna do a live stream later. And his live streams are always awesome too. So yeah, check it out. So you said you're working on a commission, man?
Yeah. I had devastating news on my comic.
Uh-oh.
Man, it's the worst. So I get up and go to work really early. I get up at 2:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I usually leave for work at 3:30 in the morning. Well, I got up at 2 one morning and thought I'm going to work on my comic a little bit. So I came into my art studio and got a couple panels done. Um, then I realized I was running late. So I run and get dressed and take off for work, not realizing that I locked a cat in the studio.
Oh no.
It peed all over the laptop and ruined it.
Uh,
It was in there for 13 hours, so um, I think it
wow.
was taking that on me. So yeah, all the work that I did is gone. I can't get it to. I mean, it was literally I picked up the laptop and it was just dripping. I was
That is
furious.
rough.
So I mean, it's really my fault. I should have paid attention. But so I'm going to have to start over, but that's okay. So
How
I'm just
f-
not going to be able to hit my December. I had planned on launching in December. It looks like it's going to put me a little bit behind. So
yeah, how far along were you?
decent, pretty decent. I'm going to be doing it on Webtoons, so I probably had 3 or 4 episodes done. So about 20 pages.
Wow.
Yeah. So but it's not that big of a deal because I halfway through that was when I came up with the idea for at the end of the cliffhanger part, asking the audience, uh, basically doing a role playing thing. Do we take the path to the left or whatever? So that changed up kind of what I wanted to do, anyways. So now that I have that clear in my head, I'm just going to start from scratch from there. And
Wow.
what I'll do is the choices and stuff aren't going to make that big of a deal. So I'll still have my basic outline of what's going on. Little choices might change up some things, so I may have to change a panel in the
Okay.
next issue or something like that. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm just starting over, but yeah, I'm doing a commission right now. It's kind of neat. I joined a Facebook page for uh, Dungeons and Dragons characters,
Yep.
and I thought, well, I've got all my stuff kind of looks that way anyway, so I'll post something. I posted one picture, it just went off the chain. Everybody was liking it and stuff, and then I got messaged and asked if I wanted to do a commission for this guy. I said yeah, and he said there was 6 other people that were interested, and they would all because they wanted all in the same style, their group.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so it'll be a good thing. So
Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah, and I don't. I mean, I'll be doing it all digitally, so I don't have to print anything off or anything to them.
Oh yeah,
So
that's the
that's
best.
super. Yeah, I was like, that's super great. So
Yeah, I've been working on trying to, drum up some work for myself, and I same thing. Like I really just want to only do digital if I can possibly do it, because I don't know. I'm not really good at like sending stuff off to people and whatnot.
right, yeah, me either. Well, and it also worked out that he was fine with me doing it from my phone. So
Nice.
so I was like, I told him what happened with my laptop. I was like, I can't do anything right now. I'm doing all my stuff on my phone. He's like, well, it looks great. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, if you get a good result and you have a decent resolution, yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah. So I mean, there we go.
Cool. So, so what's the deal with the computer? I mean, you probably that computer's a goner. Are you gonna get something else, or
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping with these commissions, I'll just buy another, you know, cheaper laptop or something like that. something I
Yeah.
just need to be able to run. You know, uh, I'm thinking about doing Clip Studio Paint, so something that'll run
Yeah.
that.
Clip Studio is pretty awesome. I think you can easily get away with just having that. I
Hmm.
still have Photoshop just because it does a few extra things that Clip Studio doesn't. But if I only had Clip Studio, I think I'd be able to get by pretty fine.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know anything on Photoshop. I've never used it. Well, I take that back. I used it like the early Photoshop stuff. So um, just not familiar with it. So I'm just staying away from it for right now.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
cool.
going to pay the subscription, and have to learn it. I don't know. Eventually, I'm going to have to do that, but
Eh, not necessarily. There's actually a good argument for Clip Studio being way better actually than Photoshop in a lot
really,
of ways. It's
hmm
just a few things though, like
yeah,
Clip Studio doesn't do CMYK really.
hmm
You can convert to CMYK, but if you want to print stuff, you might have some issues. But I don't know. Apparently people still use it and they just convert and they figure it out and still just use that for everything. So I don't know. There's probably some other things too. I know there's a way where you can get like these dot tones and make it look um, like old comics and stuff like that. That kind of has a different effect than what I can do here in Clip Studio that I like as well. And then there's also handling like TIFFs and stuff, as I've noticed in different files. So there's a few things, but yeah, I don't know. I really like Clip Studio, so I try to stick with it.
yeah. Everything I've seen so far, as far as people reviewing it and stuff, it looks like what I would want to use.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
um, I really like Sketchbook, but I'm I'm not going to be able to really do that
yeah.
for
I,
anything that I would.
I haven't really used Sketchbook. I don't know anything about it, um,
I mean,
except
it's
for
it's
that a
good.
lot of people use it and they like it.
Yeah, I mean, originally I'd planned on using Sketchbook for basically sketching and doing the penciling and stuff, and then switch over to Photoshop for coloring and the effects and stuff like that. That was my original plan, but Sketchbook's gotten a little bit better with their layer management and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know that I could do what I want to do um, as far as making a comic with Sketchbook. So still
Yeah,
fun to draw on, but I think I would have to go to something else with a little bit more options.
gotcha. Cool.
So
So,
that's what's going on with me.
yeah, yeah. Um, so you said you're working on like a D&D type of commission. What, like, can you say anything about the particulars of it, or?
Yeah, yeah, it's just a character. This guy's OC. He'd had it done before. He didn't exactly like the look of it, so he liked my. Like I said, I only posted one drawing, and he's like, "That was exactly the style I want." So if you can do that, and so I did a sketch. I ended up doing 3 sketches for him in less than an hour just to see what he thought, and he was like, "Yeah, definitely, let's go forward." So, um, I'm not super familiar with all the races and stuff in D&D, so I'm gonna have to look up for these 6 people. What each one of these things is.
Yeah,
Aside from the basic stuff like elves and humans and orcs and stuff, but
right.
this guy that I had to do was a tiefling that looks a lot like um, Hellboy, kind of. you know.
Huh.
So that wasn't too difficult for me. Um, just about, I should have it finished today, and then the other people are waiting to contact me um, till I finish the first one. So
Nice. Well, it sounds good, man.
yeah, it came right at the right time because um, it was just the other day when the computer thing happened. So
Yeah,
this will be nice to have some extra income to take care of that.
absolutely. That's crazy. So, yeah, but I mean, you do a lot of work on the phone anyways, as it is. Um,
Right.
so at least you got that. Have you been doing anything traditional these days, or it sounds like you pretty much stick to the digital?
It's basically digital right now. I do acrylic painting, um, but as far as pencil drawing and stuff like that, I haven't done very much of it anymore. I really want to. I was thinking if I ever get my channel up and running on YouTube, having a traditional Tuesday. So every Tuesday I would do like a live drawing or a
Right.
painting or something like that. So
That'd be cool.
that was my plan, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen.
Yeah. Actually, Teresa's in the chat. She recently, or I think yesterday, was showed she did like a created a tutorial on YouTube. Um,
Yes, I saw
and
that.
I did not watch it yet. It's definitely like one of the ones I want to watch as soon as I can.
Mhm.
You saw it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and that was actually one of. I mean, I had already made up my mind by that time, but then when I saw that, I thought, yeah, this is definitely right up my alley. So
That's awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'd love to hear more. I mean, I've already talked to Teresa plenty, but I'd love to hear more about her, you know, kind of approach to doing things because I do really like her artwork. I actually came
yeah, me too.
across, um, I actually shared it the other day, but I came across this, like, because she's working on a comic for, what's it called now? Do you remember? I don't know if you know what it's called. Maybe I can find it real quick because I did just share it yesterday. But she's working on this comic for someone, and I found like an old post from like last year where they said, "Oh yeah, the illustrated girl. She's working on that." Um, and I think she's taking over the art reins on that, and I happened to like look up the illustrated girl, and I found the Facebook page for it where it showed like Teresa's jumping on this, and I don't know. I shared it because I was like, "This is so cool." So I'm looking
Awesome.
forward to seeing how that ends up looking. Plus, she's got her own comic.
hmm
So
Yeah.
yeah, illustrated girl. Yep, she's in the chat. Cool. Yeah. So cool. Let's see. Sitting here like putting these stupid borders in. I I don't know. I've never done like these pages before where it's like everything's dark or whatever.
hmm
So I had to look at like a bunch of Spawn comics and whatever else that I have that kind of has that dark vibe and see kind of what the people usually do when the whole thing is like a full bleed dark page and seems like they usually just kind of do white borders, which I'm not quite doing white, but it makes sense more for me to do the light purple here. But
Yeah. It's looking good.
thanks. It's
Yeah, I'm really loving the corncob Rob. That's freaking cool.
thanks, man. Yeah, I'm having fun with it. Trying to figure out how to make as good comics as I can as fast as I can.
Right? Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. You're doing it though. Like I said, it looks good.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah. I was surprised because I got it's gonna end up being 10 pages long, which is like holy crap! Like I'm so used to taking forever just trying to start, a comic, and now I'm getting like 10 pages done in a month. And it's like what? Hopefully, it's good enough quality that people dig it. So it seems like I'm getting a good response so
Hmm. Yeah. I skateboard, so it's especially good for me. I see it and I'm like, rad.
far.
He's
That's
on a
the one.
skateboard. That's cool enough.
That's awesome. That's the one thing that was a little bit like the only thing I was a little bit nervous about because I don't skateboard.
Right.
But I do like all that like skateboard culture, punk culture, hip hop culture. I'm very much
Hmm.
interested and into that kind of stuff. So, I felt like I could kind of fake it enough.
Yeah, you're doing good.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I've been talking to this one dude on Facebook Messenger, and he's showing me his comics and stuff. It's pretty cool. And he was all excited about Corncob Rob, and he's like, "Oh, do you skateboard, man? I'm a skateboarder, this that." And I'm like, "Oh man, no, I don't skateboard, but I like it." So, but he was cool. Um, so yeah, doing my best. And it's kind of crazy too, because like the dialogue that's gonna be in here is like, it's almost like he's talking about his love for skateboarding and stuff. So again, I'm like even more just kind of making stuff up as I go along. But I mean, I have ridden a skateboard before, so I know just enough to at least kind of add a
Right.
little texture in there or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Kind of wish I did these panels differently though, because I'm trying to make them look kind of good enough, but they're a little bit messy here. But whatever, I'll figure it out. Whatever I need to do to clean it up. So I don't know. I guess let us know. Let people know a little bit about like where they can find you. We didn't do that at the top, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Uh, Gosh, mine's a pain. I still haven't fixed mine. Like, it's got all kinds of underscores and BS that makes it hard to find. So I really need to redo that. But it's art of Mike Sikes for Instagram. There's an underscore in between each one of those, which is a pain to have to type out. So it was really dumb on my part. Um, and that's it, same thing for Facebook. That takes you to my art page, which I don't do enough on.
Hmm.
Um, other than that, I dropped Twitter. I got off of Twitter. It was just too much political stuff and things that I'm just not interested in. Every time I got on there,
Yeah,
um, so that's really it for me. I just do Facebook and Instagram, mostly Instagram. So if you want to see anything new, I post to Instagram even more than Facebook, and I post a lot.
yeah.
um,
Yeah, the
so,
link is in the description still. I just left it in there
oh,
since
okay,
the last time you were here, so you
okay,
guys
that's
can
even
check that
better.
out.
Yeah, because like I said, I've got to rename that, make it a little easier. A couple
Well,
years back, I made them all the same, which is a smart thing, but I used a
yeah.
dumb name.
Yeah, I've struggled with all that myself. One thing I noticed though that I think is kind of interesting is if you um, if you happen to be like, say you have a podcast or you have a YouTube channel, and you just say it over and over, like people will still get it.
Right.
Um, like I still from back in the days when Kevin Cross was doing podcasts on art and story, like I will always remember his website is kevincross.net. He never says that title anymore, but I know it all. I just know it because I've heard it so many times, you know.
Hmm.
He always shouts out like his YouTube channel or whatever, but yeah. So it's if you're on any kind of show and you just say it over and over, people will get it, you know.
Cool.
Unless it's too crazy, like
Right.
Josh 76 hyphen, like it's a little different, but it's funny because there's this Christian hip hop song a while back that I used to. It was on like this compilation CD, and we used to listen to that thing all the time. And I'll always remember how to type in a web address now because like part of the song was HTT. Oh wait, how did it go? HT double TP colon double slash triple whatever like that, like
Right.
they actually wrapped that in there. And so like every time, like, because like YouTube, if you put in the link, like you just copy paste the link and it doesn't have that http part, it won't like actually link. And a lot of places are like that, so it's like it's actually handy. I'm like, oh sweet, I know how to put that in there. So something about hearing stuff, you just remember it
Yeah.
repeatedly. Alrighty. So, so you said you used to skateboard, or I don't know if you still do. Like, I don't know. I'd
Um.
be curious to hear
Yeah.
a little bit about that. Like,
On occasion, it's been over 20 years since I started, so but I still got a couple skateboards. I was actually going to do a tutorial on YouTube on one of the tricks that I'm pretty good at.
mm-hmm.
Um, it was I get asked all the time how to do it, so I might as well, put something out, show a lot of people at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm probably going to do that once weather gets a little better here. It's raining like every day.
Yeah,
Um, so I'll probably end up doing that pretty soon. Uh, I went out and bought a little tripod for my phone so I can actually film it. Um, but man, I hate making videos. I hate I hate it. It's just not my thing. So that's why I've never really done it. I don't like editing. I'm not interested in, you know, any of that. So it's like the hardest thing for me.
really.
Maybe I could get my son to do it for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just
if you,
film it all and he just edits it. He'll be
yeah,
my editor.
there you go. Well, I don't like editing either. That's why I do these live streams.
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was my
But
biggest thing with like the 100 days. I know you can do it without, but
mhm.
it's like, man, the accountability of getting on every day and letting people know, what you've got done and this and that. I think I would rather just do like a live thing where I don't have to edit it and talk about, you know, stuff. I don't know. I think I do better without a script. So if I'm looking at a script and trying to figure out, you know, what I have to say, and I'll screw it up. I'll probably
Yeah,
screw it up anyways, so but that
yeah,
was what the original thing why I avoided doing the 100 days, and that was the dumbest. Like, why not? Why not just do it anyways? And then I don't have to do a video, but sure helps for accountability. And I know how I am. I wouldn't have made
yeah.
it. So
Well, there's this one dude that's doing it right now, and let me see if I can find his thing real quick. But he like literally does, and I haven't actually. I've watched only a couple of his videos, but he literally usually he does his videos in like under a minute. And then there's been a lot of people who've been doing it on Instagram, and again, like the videos are only like under a minute, so you can kind of get away with something like that, you know.
yeah, maybe I will. Yeah, maybe I'll do it on Instagram since I do everything on Instagram anyways.
There you go. could even do it with stories. Now they got IGTV, so you
Yeah,
can go as long or as short as you want, within their little thing.
sounds good. You know, this is probably the perfect opportunity too, with the laptop crapping out. Just
Hmm.
start over again and do it that way. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. So it looks like we got Creed in here. Creed, when's the last time you skateboarded?
About 20 years from now, once I'm not worried about what happens to me. Right? That's probably the biggest reason why I don't right now. I'm like,
I'm just gonna walk around the old folks' home and hand them out to everybody. We're all going out in the parking lot, boys. Let's go.
Hopefully it's a big, long hill.
I'm gonna let 20 of them go before me, so I have something to land on. That's all.
yeah, something soft to land on.
There you go. So what's going on, Creed?
Oh, trying to get some art done. I got this new job and it was overtime 4 out of the 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working 7:30 to 7:30 most of the week. So I need to dig into art if I'm gonna get anything made.
7:30 to 7:30.
Yeah, it's for inventory.
How,
I start the 2 weeks of inventory.
Yeah.
They didn't tell me that until I got there.
I hate inventory with every part of
we got
me.
ours coming up. Yeah,
It's
ours is coming up next month.
We do it every month, the first weekend of the month. But we
Uh,
don't do a full inventory. We do like they select specific groups of items, but I still hate it. Like it just sucks.
Yeah, it's just eating up all my time. So I was like, the weekend, there's no question. Usually there's a question. I'll be like, do I feel like drawing? Do I not? Doesn't matter. This is my only time. So art time.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, if it wasn't for knowing you, Creed, and how much you tend to get work done, I would say you might end up getting more done. But you're pretty good with that usually.
As soon as I go on regular time, I think I'm hoping to pick up maybe 20% more time and put into my art. Just because now it's on a list of priorities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of just a general priority.
Yeah. So what are you working on now?
Today I will finish, not just work on. I will finish no matter what. This Bloth I've been working on, my second villain of my second 100 villains.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah,
And
Block from Hanna-Barbera's Pirates of Dark Water.
I loved that show. I really did.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I've never seen it.
Oh, yeah, it's worth it. Definitely check it out. It's worth it.
It's like a normal pirate show, except it's set on a fantasy world, which makes it, I think, way more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember somehow seeing it. I don't know if I remember it as a kid or what, but it does look cool. Just haven't seen it.
It actually ran
Cool,
first as a big event miniseries, and then they picked up the miniseries to a full series.
Gotcha. Cool. Let's see. So, Creed's link should be still in there as well. But where can they find you, Mr. Creed?
I am at infinitecoolness.com, and actually just recently I've started regularly adding new products. I just added some
Nice.
postcard size magnets. They're awesome they're the perfect size.
Really?
I think I'm going to do a lot more just because I really like how my art looks. Just postcard size, but on a magnet, really good.
Are they like what size are they? Like 5x7 or something smaller? Or
I got a magnet and a measuring tape. 1 second there.
I think I saw that this morning, Creed. Was it I think I saw the cat dog.
They're like quarter and a half. They're like 4.25 by 5.5.
All right. Cool. And Clip Studio Paint just crashed on me, so that's awesome too.
Oh no!
I was just like finished, and I pressed save, and I went to click on something else, and it looks like I lost some of my progress. Awesome.
Oh no.
That's
Not too
crap.
much. Not too much though. It looks like it's just like one panel border, but
That'll teach you. Never click save, man. It's not safe.
I know. I don't know what the heck. Like Clip Studio is pretty good. It doesn't usually crash, but decided to today because I'm doing a hangout probably.
Oh
Some
yeah.
random surprise.
Yeah. So Creed's link is in the description, so you can check that out. And he does awesome stuff. Definitely check out his YouTube channel too. Like go through the archives. It's just nothing but fun on that thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm hoping if I can do this quick enough, then I got time to put a video up today too. So
Right.
Excellent.
That'll be cool.
I'm all about optimizing time now that I don't have any.
Yeah.
Funny how that happens.
So it looks like people are really interested in asking Mike some questions here.
Oh, I hadn't even jumped on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Teresa. I think you might have answered this though. Teresa was asking what's going on with your webtoon, the choose your own adventure thing.
Oh yeah, that was what I was saying. That was the one that got beat on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you gonna keep whatever you had up already, or are you gonna totally redo it?
Yeah, I hadn't posted a thing yet. My plan was to get like a kind of a backlog, and then launch in December. And then when people would choose things, I would just change, here and there, tiny little things for the next episode.
Gotcha.
Might be a sword. They picked up a sword or something like that. So I always have that in the inventory, or they may have took a different direction. So something like that. But now all that's gone. So starting anew, which is okay because, like I said, the first couple episodes of it wasn't exactly figured out with what I was doing on there. So I didn't come up with that idea on the choose your own part of it until I had finished the third episode, I think. So that was like 15 pages of stuff. And then I was
Wow.
like, it'd be great if this was more like a playing Dungeons and Dragons. The reader would make the choice.
Right.
So that was where that went. So from now, I'll just start that from the beginning. And I think that would probably work a little better. I still have like handwritten script, not really script, but outlines. So I'm not in too much trouble. And
Right.
it was just a lot of artwork. So, but that's okay.
And then the other question was Fue asked what let's see. He said he
Yeah.
used to skateboard when he was younger a lot, but not anymore. What deck do you ride on?
Okay, I only use blanks because I'm so hard on them. I used to break them a lot. So when you're spending $50 on a deck, it's a little expensive. So I only ride blanks. Used to only be Plan B. I just like the shapes and stuff like that. Now it's just kind of whatever. I'll go into like Zoomies or something like that that just has a bunch of different ones, and I'll just pick a shape. So it's really not really any brand or anything like that. But I'm more particular on my bearings and stuff like that than my deck. So, but let me see. I'm trying to catch up now. I finally switched back over to YouTube. So I was still in the Hangouts thing. So switching over to YouTube, I'm checking out the chat now. So
Gotcha. And then it looks like Katanachia is here, which I think you're the dude who does the Sonic Hedgehog comic thing, fan art. comic or something like that, and you had your own comic, right? Is that you? And if it is you, please tell me how to pronounce your name. Because I like your stuff, man. And I want to be able to pronounce your name. So, yeah. What else was I had something else I was going to say, but now I don't remember. Goodness. This computer, I swear, like, it's like going to blow up one of these days, I think. Like, it stops letting me do like the commands sometimes, and now it looks like now it's letting me, but I don't. Yeah, it's not letting me actually. It's like selecting the thing, but then my pen isn't. It's not letting my pen do it. Like I'm trying to select the color selection tool, and then I see it selects it in the tool thing, but then when I press down on the pen, it's just drawing in black. So it's like, what? I don't get it. So I'm going to close it out again, open it up, and see what happens.
That's a common problem. It's called the hokey pokey.
Yeah, you got to turn yourself around.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do that.
That's what it's all about.
That's what nice. Oh, goodness. Sweet. All right. So anyways, what else you guys been up to lately? You guys see that Daredevil show?
I saw the first episode. I was very proud. I found an hour to watch something.
How was it?
It didn't catch me so far, but there's a lot more to go. So
yeah,
I liked the first two. I don't know. That first episode was just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah. How about you, Mike?
Oh man, I haven't watched like really anything in so long. Started the new job, and now it's just trying to catch up on sleep and get used to that sleep schedule. I haven't even thought about going to movies or getting on Netflix or anything. So it's really I don't know, it's killing me. It's getting up early, and having a toddler is tough.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I mean, sort of imagine. I haven't had one, but
yeah.
I've spent a lot of time helping my sister-in-law out with my nephew and stuff, so kind of know.
I can imagine it would be pretty similar to how I take care of myself all the time.
Nice.
If so, it's damn unpleasant.
It's funny.
Yeah, I'm a handful.
So, apparently, so that person who I was trying to pronounce, that is the right person who I was talking about, and he said you can call me Adam or Catan. I think that's how you say it, but I'm just gonna call you Adam because that's easier. And so yeah, man, it's good to see you in here, and yeah, man, how's your comic been going? I haven't heard much from you or your videos and stuff since you did the 100 days. Speaking about the 100 days, Creed, when are you gonna do the 100 days of making comics?
Oh, I would have actually done it by now if I hadn't had some of the bumpy roads in life. It's like first time I had to move, and now I just got a new job, so it's gonna. I'm hoping before the end of next year I'll have my. I'm thinking it's gonna be like 6-8 pages. The idea I got right now, but I'm gonna put everything into the video instead of everything because I already know what the art's gonna be and all the rest of it. All the work is gonna be producing a show. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. And what is did you say what you're doing for your job? Like what kind of job it is? Or
Oh,
you don't have to if you don't want.
No, I'm shipper receiver. And actually,
Shipper receiver.
I love doing ship and receiving work, and I'm in an area where it's not very commonly found, so I really lucked into this one.
That's cool. I've done that most of my life, and I hate it. But that's cool that you like it.
That's what I'm doing right now. So
yeah, I really love it. Actually,
that's good. It's good to like what you do.
I have to. I really have to. If it's something I don't like and I'm doing it, it's going to be a very short time, whether I want to or not. Like it just, I can't take too much of doing something I don't like all the time.
Yeah. And I guess I'm used to it, so I hate it, but I don't really hate it. And I'm actually in a good spot now. I do a lot of deliveries and stuff more than anything, so that's not too bad. I don't mind that as much.
Right on.
Yeah. But yeah, I wonder. It's probably a common occupation for artists because it's like you can always kind of get in on an entry level, you know, and then focus on your art when you get home.
When I first picked this job, when I was living in the city, and I was just looking through the newspaper, I was like, if I'm gonna stay in the city, I'm gonna get a job. So I started looking through the newspaper, and I was like, I don't want a job where I'm face to face with like 400 people a day. So I'm not. I don't want to be on the front end of anything. So I was like, warehouse work is perfect, and that's how I started doing it. I just like to be just out of the way and get work done.
Definitely. Yeah, you don't see too many people when you do that, so you're trying to avoid that. No problem.
That's what I'm doing right now. So
yeah, fun. Trying to parlay into some kind of you know, artwork making money thing. That would be nice, but you know, for now, does the trick.
man, I found out where I'm working. They have a. I think I said it maybe on the last one, where they have a. You'll actually be making things for. I'm just gonna say for Hobby Lobby. So you be prototyping and stuff like that for like gift wrap and paper mache stuff and everything. So I was super interested in that. I was like, man, and they will hire you from within. So you just have to give them a portfolio. Well, then I looked on the website on what you actually need to do. You got to have a bachelor's degree and be the entire the entire Photoshop suite. You have to know inside out, and it's like the entire all of it. So that's like 13,000 a month or something ridiculous that you would never. So it's like
that makes no sense. I don't know anybody who uses every part of every Adobe program.
Exactly. That's what I thought. I was like, why would I need to know?
How about give me a list of things you want done and watch me do them quicker than you think I can? How about that?
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping I can actually do is like do a portfolio, send it in, and maybe
art related stuff. For art related stuff, the only paper they should need from you should have art on it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm hoping I can BS my way through it and not, just show them my work and say, look, this is what I can do and this is how fast I can do it.
All a BA proved is you're a student, not you're an artist. Right. Oh, I'm a good student. Here, I got this. That doesn't mean if you're a good artist or not at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And then why would I need to know, I'm trying to think of some of the programs, but, I don't need to know video editing, for, to make Christmas wrap, So
half of those programs are kind of BS anyways. So.
Right. Yeah. The entire suite. It's like, I don't remember how much it was a month, but it was ridiculous. And it's like, I'm already against paying a monthly subscription, that just, then I would have to learn it too. So it'd be, months and months of learning these programs, paying X amount, which would have been ridiculous. So.
I leaped from 3 to 6 in Photoshop. And then when I leap again, it'll be, I guess, 10 more new ones. I like to leap years apart because I don't want to keep learning. I want to keep doing it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that was my plan originally, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I a lot of jobs say they require certain things, but they just kind
Hmm.
of say that, but that it doesn't mean that for sure that they're
Right.
really going to be strict about it.
I think it's more on who you know. So that's what I'm
Mhm.
hoping. Get a little bit of time in at this place and get to know some people, and then
Yeah.
go
Show
from there.
somebody some samples and say, "Hey, how do I get
Absolutely.
involved in this?"
Hmm. Absolutely. That's what I'm hoping for. So because that'd be great. I mean, I like working on the dock and stuff, because I don't have to deal with people. But that way, I wouldn't have to deal with people, and I'd be drawing.
Yeah, even better.
So, yep, I'd be drawing elves and stuff, but big deal.
Yeah.
But so that's where I'm at. So,
Cool.
I'm probably gonna have to hop off here. My wife just made breakfast, so
Sounds good.
yeah,
And it's impolite not to share, so you better go.
yeah. Most important meal of the day, as they say.
There
So
we go.
it's been fun. Yeah.
Have a good one, man.
All right.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Anytime.
Cool. It's just me and you, sir.
Here we go. And we're
Are you,
done.
are you ready for this?
I think I am. I brace myself.
All right. Cool. So come up with a topic. Tell me. Let's talk about something. I know it's my job. No. Actually, let me hit up the chat real quick. Adam, aka Ketano Chu Chia Chu 4577. That guy. Adam. He says, I went to do the Sonic fan comics to build a following. So, oh, he wanted to, I guess, to build a following so others can be interested in my original stuff. After I'm done with some projects, I'm gonna start up my comic again. Okay. Oh, and he's leaving now.
Now
Thanks for coming in, dude.
is that Sonic the hot dog stand place, or is that Sonic the Hedgehog?
The Hedgehog.
Okay, I was thinking that would actually be interesting if you do a fan comic about a hot dog shop. I don't know.
It would be kind of interesting to do like Sonic the Hedgehog who works at Sonic Hot
Close to
Dogs.
Sonic, yeah. There you go. That's as meta as you can get, man.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Actually, an interesting idea is like this whole idea of working on like a fan comic. I mean, everybody does fan art and stuff like that, but I have thought about working on a fan comic. There's one dude who I've seen do it in a way that I kind of like, which is that dude James Stocco. He did that like Spider-Man fan comic, and so I think it's called Spider Nam or Spider-Man in Vietnam or something like that. And it's just like I don't know, it's weird because it's like Spider-Man in a war situation, and he's not
Yeah.
around buildings and stuff, so it's different.
So
Plus,
you're gonna
James
get the kind of
Stocco's
comic that you wouldn't normally see because otherwise it'd just be out by Marvel.
exactly, and I bet that could get the attention actually of people if you were trying to work at Marvel. But besides that, like I don't know, like I think it'd be fun to do something like that. It's just who has the time, I guess, to do a fan
Yeah.
comic.
Yeah. Although, if I get this first one made, my second idea is a big fan comic about Blue Devil. So, see,
Yeah, and I think that's a cool idea. I think you should definitely.
I want to have a copy. If I make one copy, it's
Yeah.
mine, and I'm gonna read it until it falls apart.
Actually, that's an interesting thing though, because we sell all this a lot of us like we create this fan art, and this is something you hear this fan art discussion happening all the time, but
Oh yeah,
I've never heard this angle of it of like, and this would be actually a good argument for somebody who's against fan art. Not that I'm not against fan art, but you know, you can do fan art and stuff and sell it, but then like does that mean it's okay to do a fan comic and then sell that? Like that to me seems like it's a little bit different, you know.
I think it. it's interesting because I think if you did, now I think you'd still be sued either way if you did a Spider-Man comic. Let's just say it's Spider-Man. But I think you would actually have just a logical argument that, you know, people would say, oh yeah, that makes sense. Is if you made the comic different, like it's not, you know, you're not trying to make Amazing Spider-Man number 478B. Like you're trying to make your take on Spider-Man. So you could say if you're, I don't know, if your name's Pablo, you could say it's Pablo Spider-Man and be the title of it, and then like some kind of subtitle that'd be different, like an underground tale of darkness or something. And then nobody's gonna say, "Oh, that's just exactly like Spider-Man comics." So you shouldn't be doing that. You're competing with them. If you make it like your own, I think you could at least logically get away with it, if not legally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But you'd have to say, like, right on the cover, I really bring something different to this, and here's what it is. You know?
Yeah.
Not just, this is Spider-Man, because that's what Marvel does, and that's it. If you're doing exactly what they do, then they have 100% way. They'll be like, you're competing with us with our own stuff. That's like your brother going, you're hitting yourself. You know, that's what you're doing to them. So no wonder they jump on you there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting, but people do make fan comics. What do they usually sell them? Like, I don't know. Like that used to be, I guess. I mean, I wasn't around or never seen them myself, but I know of them that, you know, that used to be a thing. Like people would make fan comics and circulate them. I think they would print them like Xerox copies. They wouldn't be like, you know, I don't think they were like full-fledged, you know, produced copies.
Oh yeah, probably just like, you know, Ash King quality, but the
wonder
art and that doesn't mean the art and the story wouldn't be good.
Yeah. And I think typically the art in the story probably was somewhat amateur, from what I remember seeing. But I don't know, you know, who knows?
You know what? I think that would be just because I think anybody who's not an amateur, like has been doing it long enough, would just know that doing that is just going to get you stepped on.
Yeah.
Like, so they, like, that's why only the really new guys would be like, hey, I got this great idea. But like somebody who's done it a while would be like, stay away from that great idea. That's going to cause you trouble.
Yeah. I was thinking about that recently. I can't remember though. I feel like I had a cool idea for something like that, but I was thinking, I wonder if I could give it to my Patreons, my patrons. But then again, that's still technically selling it, but I don't know.
The other thing, though, you have to realize is that's like a gated community. So whatever goes on inside your fence is probably not that likely to be public knowledge.
Right.
So it's you could use it as think of more of it as a demonstration of what you could do to a private audience.
Mm-hmm.
More than because you're not commercially trying to infringe on anything. This is for a private group showing kind of idea.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. For sure. Hey, Mike Emmons is hanging out in the chat. Mr. Mike. Let's see. What's up, dude? Puey's saying there's a cool fan comic I liked called JL8. It's published online as a webcomic, and I think it is fantastic. Is that like a Justice League thing, or? I mean, I'm trying to figure out what JL8 means. If it's Teresa says if it's a parody, it's okay, I believe, but if it's the actual character, it's copyright infringement. Yeah, I mean that's what they say, you know, and I think that definitely applies for you know, fan art, you know. Fan comics, on the other hand, maybe. I mean, I don't know. But I feel like even a parody, like, because Marvel does parodies of their own character, you know, at times.
That's true.
Some of these other these other companies do as well. So I feel like maybe that might not apply when it comes to actual comics. And then, you know, people do like fan movies too. So I don't know. There's like so much gray area and weirdness.
Think about it. Okay, let's say you want to sit down in your kitchen and you're gonna just draw a still life of like your countertop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on your countertops happens to be a blender by a certain company, and that's part of your drawing. That company legally hired somebody to make that specific design. That's paperwork to them that they own the likeness of, and they could sue you because you did a still life with their blender in your drawing if they wanted to. So would the guy that designed your couch, so that like everything around you was made and patented and copyrighted. But it's just, for some reason, people have a different way of looking at it if it's a character, because there's story involved and there's history and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But really, everything around you is just everything around you. So if I'm drawing something on my TV, is that different from drawing something on my countertop? Really? Not really. I don't know. I mean, I don't see it.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting idea. So yeah, I don't know either, really. You make
the way
a good
I like
point.
to think of it is the way I like to think of it. If I'm drawing a character, I like to think, what would the guy who not whatever company's involved, whatever, with the guy who created this, if I said, would you mind if I draw this? Do I think the guy would be offended by the work I'm doing and like something, how it relates to his? So I wouldn't draw, I don't know, Fred Flintstone doing something obscene or something. That's just not my style, but that's because that would piss off the guy that invented Fred Flintstone. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if I'm just drawing a cool drawing of that character, if I had a pile of famous characters and somebody came to me and goes, "Do you mind if I draw this guy?" And I'll be like, "If you draw it really well, you should do it," because that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody has a sort of a different outlook on this thing.
Yeah. And even legally, it's not like cut and dry either, because I used to think it's like
rules,
everybody gets away. Everybody, I thought like everybody gets away with it, cool, but it's actually is illegal. But then I found out that it actually isn't illegal. It's what they call a gray area.
Yeah.
So depending on how your court case goes is how if it's legal or not, basically.
It's not based on like their argument. It's based on your defense.
Yeah.
In a way.
So, I don't know. It's definitely interesting. It's like the never-ending debate for artists. But to me, it only makes sense. Like, I mean, the Beatles would not be the Beatles if their first couple albums weren't like almost 100% cover songs. Like, and look where they went, and all these other bands, So, I mean, that's what you have. It's almost what you have to do to get some attention. When you're young, starting out, you're fighting for attention. That's like the main thing.
Art's like a tree stump. It has roots that go for miles in all directions and touch everything you ever saw. That's just how art is.
Mm-hmm.
The first two guys to ever draw, one guy drew a wheel that was triangle, and the next guy drew it that was circle, and first guy erased his and made a circle. Like, just
there you go. Fue says that the JL8 is Justice League, but all of the Justice League members are 8 years old.
That actually sounds really good.
Yeah.
Kind of like Power Pack or something.
Sounds like a cool cartoon idea. Well, I guess what is it? What's that? Oh, Teen Titans Go. It's kind of like that kind of thing. But maybe different. Who knows? I haven't seen the actual comic, but
I think DC doesn't know if they're coming or going because they're doing Teen Titans and Cyborg's a Teen Titan, right? Okay. Yeah. Now let's do a Justice League movie. Okay, where's the Martian Manhunter? Like, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
He's a Teen Titan. He does not belong to Justice League. Just my opinion.
Right.
And it can't be because I know a lot. They do a lot of stuff for diversity. It can't be diversity to get rid of a green guy and put a black guy in. That's, I don't know. I don't know even if that's offensive, but that doesn't seem like more diverse to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they should
he's a Martian and
keep him green. That's even more diverse.
Like Cyborg's from some city on Earth. This guy's a Martian. That's pretty damn diverse. Like, they should have left him in. I don't know.
I know they need to start putting Martians in every show, just to make it more diverse.
Oh, Oh man, the Martian Manhunter is one of DC's top 5 coolest characters, and they don't know what to do with him.
Well,
they need to let me write about 5 DC shows all at once, and then just like write them, make them, and put them out before anybody gets to see them.
Yeah,
they'll make me president of the company.
They should make it Martian Woman Hunter. See how that works.
He has like some niece or something. Throw her onto Mary Martian, or I don't know what they called her, but
yeah.
I just really think they need to give some respect to the Martian Manhunter. He was the tentpole of their Justice League comics for like 25 years. Like he was the people would come and go. Martian Manhunter always kept things running, and they disrespect him by dumping him from the movie. That's bad. You don't do that.
I haven't seen the movie, but I'm also not even familiar with like any of the characters. But oh well. I'd love to get into all of it, but you know, I only got so much time.
Oh yeah, that's what it is, man.
Does anybody know? I'm gonna ask this question because I want to try to turn this to like gray tone at the very least to just see. But does anybody know? Do you know, Creed? I don't think you use Clip Studio, but does anybody know?
I've never touched it.
In Clip Studio, how to change like a whole page to gray tone? I think I could just take. I mean, at the least, I could at least just take the colors out. I guess.
Just find that right button along the bottom of your monitor that'll do that for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll send it to somebody else. They'll be like, "This isn't black and white."
Turning off all these colors. Let's see if that works. I'm sure it'll definitely work. It's a little bit more complicated, I guess, than I want. And this one's gotta. I don't want to turn that off. So crap. I want that to be like white.
So I was planning on doing art like for like at least an hour after work every day, and I was just way too beat. Like my first week is like, oh man. I'm in Photoshop shape, not in shipping dock shape. So I gotta. It's like boot camp.
Right. I could see that. It's tough. I mean, I've been doing it for years, and I don't like, you know, I don't have energy either some days, you know, depending on how hard the work is and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm just not used to squeezing out little bits of time for my art. I'm used to like, today it's art day.
Yeah.
Way better, but just doesn't happen to be the situation right now.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, to me, every day is art day. I try to get, you know, I mean, you know, 100 days.
All you guys that are in the 100 days of making comics, I used to just be like, oh, that must suck to have to like squeeze your time, whatever else. I respect the whole thing a lot more right now, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 30 minutes a day, every day, you know, and I'm just going to,
it should say 30 minutes a day, every day, even though it's the last thing in the world you want to do, and you'll come up with 100 reasons not to do it. That's what it should be in brackets.
Because there you go.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And I mean, just carrying that through. I think that's just going to be how it is for like the rest of my life, because
you trained yourself to do it, which is great. Like that's the only way it's going to get done.
Yeah, I've spent so much of my life procrastinating, so why not keep the habit.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy when I'm old and dying, I'll wish I put more stuff off.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out how to. I want to get to lettering here, but just trying to prepare this page to be like what I planned on, and it's being weird. It's just a, more work than I expected. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And trying to find out which layer you did everything on. I got too many layers going.
Oh yeah, I never ever name my layers, and then I'm like, oh, what have I done to myself? There's 120 layers here. Why don't I name every 10th one even? No, won't do it.
Yeah. Ah, there we go. Found that one last layer.
And the problem with not labeling them is then sometimes you're gonna get that. Oh, I did 5 things on one layer instead of 5 layers. Oh, beautiful.
Right.
That I didn't notice till it was all completely done. You know, I hate that.
All right, I think I'm getting there. I just need to get the lettering. Like, I have to get this lettering done today, I think. That's going to be an issue.
That's where I'm at. If I don't finish this today, it's not going to be until next weekend I get a chance probably to really finish it. So I got to get to work.
Yeah, I have 3 days, to get this done. And,
down to the wire.
Yeah, just I can work the other 3 days, but I don't have like 8 hours to work on it like I probably do today. So
Yeah, that's exactly the same moment. I'm like, this is my time where I get all little piles of little time stitched together, and the rest of the week it's not that way.
so Teresa says I would create, and I don't know why I didn't think of this. Probably because I'm trying to do a hangout and talk and do this at the same time. But
You're a one-man band.
she said create a black layer at the top and set it on a mode like tone that will color everything black. Keep the tonal differences. Yeah, that's a great idea.
There we go.
I wish I thought of it before I just did all the stuff I just did.
Teresa just did a kick-ass video on how to ink.
Oh man, I can't wait to watch it. Yeah,
it was even like I watch it and I don't use the program. Like it was a good video, really good.
Sweet, yeah, I've been looking forward to that one. Once I saw she put that out, I probably would have watched it this morning, but I just got busy doing this stuff. So
I have the same problem with stuff. Like what I like to do is I tag it all and put it in my watch later list, but then I don't get at everything that's in that list, unfortunately.
Yeah. So there's this weird thing. I don't know. Can you guys see my screen still? I don't. Oh yeah, it looks like you can. So if you ever run into this problem where like suddenly your digital pen starts only clicking like websites and not like Clip Studio Paint, or you're just having issues, sometimes if you do this and switch back and forth from WinTab to tablet PC, somehow that tends to fix it. I don't know if it's going to do it this time though. So I don't know. But if you ever have that problem, that seems to fix it. Now it looks like I'm stuck again though. All right, let's see if I can try it again. It's so annoying. Try it. We got it. Did it work? No, it didn't work this time. And now I'm just like stuck. Like I can't, like every time I click on Clip Studio Paint, it's clicking on stuff on my other screen.
Crazy.
Oh, you know what? I gotta let me try to calibrate it. It's so dumb. I love digital stuff, but sometimes I hate it.
I just find the longer your computer's on without reboot, after a while it'll start to do weird stuff like that in Photoshop too.
Yeah, that's true. This is very true.
You go to type something, it comes out in Russian or something, and I'm like, oh, I know what that is. I just got to reboot everything, fix it. I think it's like memory leaks or something, but I don't know enough about computers to know.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Oh, I tried to click open this. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to try to... Oh. See, it switches from display like it wants to display what it wants to display and not what I told it to. See if it works now. All right, looks like it might be working now. All right, cool. Goodness gracious. Now I gotta find out there's like these little flicks of dirt here. Where did I draw that? Ah, maybe I should turn everything back on and just try Teresa's method. Now it's starting to look all stupid. I don't know what happened here now. Goodness gracious. Do. I might have to like go back and save from the last point or something because this is like getting stupid here now. Why? This is all kinds of messed up.
And it's all this kind of stuff that's why everything takes so long.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's. All right, so I think I got it back to what it was before. I'm gonna try Teresa's method now. See how that works. If it doesn't work, Teresa, it's all your fault. All right. Do. I think I'm doing what she said. Let me just see. Create a black layer at the top and set it on a mode like tone that will color everything black, keeping the tonal differences. All right. All right, that did not do what it was supposed to do. That was because I did it wrong. Why? Why didn't it just color everything black? You still there, Creed?
Hold on, let me check. Yep.
Yep, you're still there. You're still there.
On this, I got about 10% more left on the inks, and then I'll have the colors done, and I'll have a new piece of art I can be proud of.
Sweet. Then what?
Then I have like 40 other non-art related things to do. I gotta see if I can make a video. I gotta too many things, but I have like 10 things I'm trying to do today because this is my one free day, I guess. And I put art first. I'm like, I'm not doing anything else until I finish this. So if I get one thing done today, it's this. If I get two, it's this and something else. That's it.
God.
That may mess things up later on with the, if other stuff's not done, but it will not mess up the art.
Because, yeah.
You gotta have priorities.
So, Teresa, I'm trying to change the mode, and I don't see a tone mode. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but I'm looking. But what I could at least do is put it to normal. Do this. No, see, that's not going to do the trick. Try some other modes. Overlay. I don't know. That doesn't do it. These modes are weird. I wish, I don't know. I wish, when you hovered over one, it would, describe what the mode does. Because, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Brightness. All right, we'll go back to normal. Let's see if she's saying anything. Don't shoot the messenger. It works in Photoshop. That's funny. Clip
Everything
Studio.
works in Photoshop.
Try the screen mode, Fue says. And Teresa says Clip Studio has a weird interaction between layers. That's why I use Photoshop for color. Yeah. I just, it's so much easier to color in Clip Studio for so many reasons. But yeah, I know what you mean, though. There's some issues, though, with it. Tone is the fourth one from the bottom. Huh. All right, so Fue says use screen. Yeah, it's not the fourth one from the bottom on here. But hey, oh, it says hue, but it does do what she was saying. So okay, let me try screen.
Yeah, here
See
we
what
go.
that does. No, screen doesn't work. Way you're wrong. Thanks though, appreciate it. Cool. So the only thing is, I think I want to put this layer on top, and I want it to be white.
It's cool because in color it looks like a day shot, and here it looks like night, definitely night. Like with the color, it looks like, I don't know, like an evening or something. And then as soon as it's black and white, it's like, 2 in the morning.
All right, let's see. I want to copy this. This is like super exciting for people watching here now.
Yeah.
And copy this. And layer above that. Do one of these things. Color this white. I'm almost to the point where I can actually start lettering.
That's handy since that's what you're trying to get done.
Yeah, definitely. Like that was. Thank you, Teresa, for helping me with that. For sure.
Yeah, she's a whiz and not the cheesy kind.
I'm wondering if I should still just end up going with the color, but no, like you said, like it makes it look like it's nighttime, so it's kind of a cool effect. Cool.
Start to wonder, what's that corncob kid doing out at 2 in the morning? Where are his corncob parents?
I don't really like the border lines that I've created. They're so wonky. It looks like it's kind of like that anyways originally, but
I find they make it more kinetic, and he's skateboarding, so that's perfect. Like it.
Yeah, I can see that. My computer's about to blow up, I think. Try to press save, and it's like, delete.
You mean the crash button?
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Let's see if I can clean up some of these lines. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, here we go. Almost to the point where I can letter. Yay. This comic is never getting done.
It's weird. Usually when I'm working on my villains, I'm thinking of like the next 5 or 6 already and who I'm going to pick and everything else. But with this, the way my time is, if I do that, I'll be overwhelmed that I have too much to do and not enough time. So I'm just thinking one at a time now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. It's changed for you that way. I guess it's funny. I guess I'm kind of in a similar situation with this comic because, yeah, I'm usually totally thinking of the next comic, but this time I might just do the second part of this comic. So I'm just trying to get this done and not thinking of anything else. But I'm also tempted to kind of take the easy way out and do something simpler next month and then come back to this later. But kind of want to just get this one done because I think it'll be cool for everybody to have a full
If
story.
he's killed by a werewolf in the last panel, I'll know you gave up on it and you wanted to go to something else.
No, werewolves don't like corn. They like blood.
Maybe that's why he got so angry and killed him. He bit him like, butter. Oh, I'm just gonna get you for that.
It's funny. All right, I'm gonna just start lettering now because I can't do this all day. And if I don't like it, then I'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do I have a font already in here that I can use? Because I really don't feel like going through the hassle of finding a font now.
Yeah.
That's the question. All right, where we go? Here we go. And I want to make it white. It should be white. All right. So Teresa says tone is hue. Okay. Oh, okay. Apparently in Spanish it's called tone. So apparently I didn't know that they had like, I mean, I guess it makes sense that they would have a Japanese version of Clip Studio and maybe other languages too. I didn't realize they did, but obviously they would have Japanese because it's a Japanese program. But yeah, interesting. No wonder. Tone and hue are different things though, so it's kind of weird that they're doing that. I wonder if maybe there's no word for one of those or something. All right, what am I supposed to write here?
That's the strange thing is it's weird, but if you're from there, it's normal.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Now I got to get my typing skills out. Oh yeah, that's not the font I'm looking for. Oh man, you know what I realized is I never learned how to use the word there correctly because there's like 15 different ways to use it.
Oh yeah.
So I know they are is that one, like that's the easy one. But then the one THERE and THIER I think is the other one. I always get it confused. Like what do you use for what? I'm like horrible at
I'm
grammar.
decently good at grammar and punctuation, except if I ever do a stumble, it's the ones that everybody stumbles on, like the commonly forgotten how to spell ones and whatever.
Yeah. I don't know how to use punctuation either. Like
I just put exclamation point and smiley face on the end of everything.
Yeah, that
way,
works.
If the exclamation point was wrong, the smiley face goes, "Sorry about that."
Exactly. That's right. You know what? I'll just put it out there and people can tell me if it's wrong and hopefully they'll tell me before it's printed.
Yeah.
This is like the worst font. It's a cool font, but and then the size of the font. Oh man, lettering is there's so much to it that people don't realize.
I have a problem. Like sometimes if I decide to dig into what fonts I have installed and what ones I want, and that's like a 3-day abyss you're jumping into. Like,
oh man, I know. There's so many choices.
I like to just have some standard ones that'll do me, and I don't want to think about it because it's too much of it's a giant task if you really want to get into it.
Yeah. I just got to find Comic Sans and use that.
That says, I'm from the 90s and I don't care.
Don't use Comic Sans. I wonder if it even has it. I don't think we even have it. They should like banish Comic Sans from all
Yeah, but then how are you gonna do 90 style graphics? How are you gonna update your GeoCity site without Comic Sans?
Oh, there it is. Comic Sans MS. What do you guys think? Should
That
I use
thing will never
Comic
die.
Sans? I don't think I have another comic. Oh, this one's not bad actually. Carl John. That's what this one's called. I really should be like getting a nice font, but maybe see. I was gonna say maybe I'll play around with that after I've gotten all the lettering in, but that doesn't really work because they're different sizes and all kinds of different things, and might mess it all up.
Weird. I just use a few standard fonts, and then the ones I really play around with are all the horror fonts. If I really want, like, no, it's like, no, I don't want that kind of dripping blood. I want this other kind of dripping blood.
Yeah, I have downloaded some decent comic fonts before, but it's been a long time, and I don't remember what they were called or if they're even. I don't think they're even on this computer. They might be on a different computer. I'm not seeing anything besides what I have right now that looks like it fits. Philly Signs? It's like a graffiti one.
If I was lettering comics all the time, I can't remember which guy it is, but it's one of the famous letterers. He has like a big giant pack online of like all the fonts and tools and stuff he uses. It's expensive, but it's if you're doing it, that's what I would probably go with.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places where you can get, some good fonts and stuff, and there's different people who have their own and they sell them, and
I think
for
if you're
sure,
serious, if you're serious about typography, which most people aren't, and I'm not, and people that just want, hey, I just want the words on there. That's cool, and I don't want them to look stupid. Okay, that's actually a good level to go with, just basic level. But there's people that really get into typography, and they look at like, I'm gonna get these fonts, and they cost a lot of money, but that's like a chef bringing his knives. It's just like, well, you're at a higher level than I want to go to on fonts.
right? There's people who like worship like Helvetica.
Yeah.
They have like the letter H in Helvetica on their wall and stuff like that. No, I'm not that.
Some artists are like that though. They're really into like typography and stuff, and that's great. Those are the guys to get if you have a typography project to do.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'm sure like most things I could probably end up getting geeky about fonts,
Oh
but
yeah,
I'm geeky about enough things like
yeah. Then there's not enough hours in the day.
Teresa says Comic Sans is very punk rock. Stick with it.
Here we go.
I think she's being sarcastic.
Yeah,
I hope she's being sarcastic. It's funny. I always want to put the font bigger too, but people say not to go too crazy. But see, I got to put more text in here too, so let me do that. See how it all fits together. How to get all like, oh, come on, I changed the font. Why doesn't it stick with the same font? That's gonna be annoying. I picked this one called Cool Story Regular, which actually is kind of cool. I like it.
that's a cool story.
Yeah, it's good for cool stories. Apparently. But what I don't like is that it changes every time I try to put new letters down. That's not going to be fun. And everything has to be caps lock. You guys excited to hear me type?
Yeah.
suppose I should maybe finish this whole thing up and focus on some focus on what I'm doing, and then let you guys all go. So I probably will do that. I just finished writing
Kind of
this.
thing. It's hard to juggle your brain with doing one thing and another thing at the same time.
Yeah. And I do want my show to be like interesting sometimes. So, you know, we'll probably cut this short here in a minute. All right, so no, Flay's leaving anyways. That's my sign.
Yeah.
Like I said though, everybody like check out Flay's channel. He's gonna have a live stream later today, so I'll probably be listening to that. And I'll also check out Teresa Del Pilar's new video on YouTube. Everybody's been raving about it.
Yes, everybody needs to see it.
Yeah, so I'm going to check that out as well soon. And Creed, where can people find you?
InfiniteCoolness.com or on the loading dock.
Nice. And his link is in the description. And again, we had Mike Sikes on. You can find his stuff down in the link as well. And actually, Teresa is down there. Let's see. Teresa, I think, is down there. She's got her Instagram. And
you're spreading the good word, man.
Fway is not down there. I'll have to put a link to Fway's channel when we're done. So you can click on that if you're watching on the replay as well. But anyways, I really appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat, and Creed and Mike for coming on. That's awesome. And everybody watching on the replay, you guys rock. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you on the next Early Bird Artcast. Alrighty. And I always do that without getting my finger on the button to stop it. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.